Hello, Fairview Tigers, and welcome to the third episode of the podcast Everything Tiger Sports on the Speaking of Fairview YouTube channel, a channel dedicated to sharing with you what's up with the Tigers as they focus on academics, athletics, and the arts. I'm your host, Corey McCall, and today I will be reviewing the past week of winter sports, previewing next week's games and meets, and then also highlighting one of the fall sports teams, which this week I'll be recapping the boys and girls cross-country team season. Also in today's episode, there will be an interview with Zach Buckner, a key runner for the Fairview cross-country team. The first segment of the show will be called The Week in Review and Preview. Starting with the swimming and diving team, the swimmers who have qualified for districts are preparing for that meet after the girls and boys teams both recently finished their season undefeated with records of 12-0 while they also won their respective region titles. This past week, the Tiger Divers competed at districts on Saturday the 27th. For the girls, junior Lauren Stevens finished in third place, freshman Lanny Veras finished in fourth place, junior Emma Fote finished in fifth place, and junior Mary Imler finished in seventh place. For the boys, freshman Ari Fox finished in fifth place. The swim team has a big week coming up as the qualifying district swimmers will compete at districts on Saturday the 5th. Congrats to the members of the diving teams on their performances at districts, and I wish the qualifying swim team members the best of luck at districts. I hope that they'll bring home some hardware. Let's now jump out of the pool and go shoot some hoops. In the past week, the boys basketball team has picked up more wins, with their total record coming to 14-7 and their region record coming to 11-2. Last Wednesday, the 24th, the boys availed Corey in a region matchup by a score of 73-36. In this win, junior James Sitter finished with 13 points, senior Harry Murphy had 12 points, while juniors Logan Frizeo and Tyler Schultz each added 11 points. This game ended up being a nice team win as 10 Fairview players made it on the scoreboard. Several days later, the boys won against Meadville in a non-region showdown on Friday the 26th. Where the Tigers ended up losing to the Bulldogs in a back-and-forth game by a score of 55-48. Junior Tyler Schultz led Fairview with 10 points. The following day, after a cancellation on Titusville's behalf, the boys headed down to Meadville to seek revenge on the Bulldogs. In Saturday's game, the Tigers unfortunately lost in a tough game by a score of 57-49, where Logan Frizeo had 16 points and Sitter finished with 9. Coming off these two losses, the boys picked up another home region win on Tuesday the 2nd by defeating Oil City by a score of 64-48. In Tuesday's win, Sitter led Fairview with 19 points, while Logan Frizeo added 15. Looking ahead to this upcoming week, the Tigers will be competing in the District 10 quarterfinals on Friday the 5th. The game will be at home against Warren at 7 p.m. Good luck to the boys team in their game on Friday as they compete in the district playoffs. Hopefully they can have similar success to last year and bring home another district title. In a similar fashion to the boys team, the girls basketball team also picked up more wins recently, with their regular season record now being 17-3 with a region record of 12-2. Just this past week, the Lady Tigers heartbreakingly lost in a region showdown with rival Mercier's Prep on Saturday the 27th. In a back-and-forth game, the Lakers ended up coming out on top in the final seconds, as the score ended up being 42-38. In Saturday's game, sophomore Hope Garrity finished with 14 points, while my sister and senior Abby McCall had 8 points. The Lady Tigers then bounced back with a tough non-region battle against Harbor Creek, where the ladies ended up winning by a narrow margin of 34-30. In Monday's win, junior Caroline Zentens led the way with 10 points. Looking forward to the rest of this week, on Saturday the 6th, the ladies will be playing at home in the District 10 quarterfinals against Northeast at 7 p.m. I wish them the best of luck with their game on Saturday. It is now time for a segment called Fall Back On, where I will highlight one of the fall sports teams. Today, I'll be recapping the girls and boys cross-country teams and interviewing senior runner Zach Buckner. This past fall, both the girls and boys teams have much success, despite only competing in region duels. The girls finished with a record of 8-2 and second in their region, while the boys finished with a similar record of 7-3 and also second in their region. Although neither team qualified for states, 2 individual runners qualified. Senior standout Maddie Hayes finished 6th at the state meet, which is her 4th top 6 finish at states, and senior Michael Grashani finished 19th at the state meet, which is his first state medal. Also, 6 runners were named to the all-region team. For the girls, freshman Maggie Bola was named to the Region 5 second team, freshman Isabel Owens was named to the Region 5 first team, while Hayes was named to the Region 5 first team, all District 10 first team, and was selected as the Region 5 Runner of the Year. Similarly, the boys team had 3 runners recognized for their talent and skill. Senior Corey Buckner was named to the Region 5 second team, Michael Grashani was named to the Region 5 first team, and all District 10 second team, and senior Zach Buckner was named to the Region 5 first team. Here's my conversation with Zach Buckner about this cross-country season. To start, congrats on being named to the Region 5 first team for cross-country. This is an awesome achievement that is a true testament to your running abilities. And kind of going off of that, so many people do not enjoy running or find it extremely boring or difficult. Why do you find running enjoyable?
Well, I find it enjoyable because 1, it reduces a lot of stress, and 2, when you have good teammates to run with, it really makes it something you live for and have a passion for.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but I did cross country in 7th grade, and I found that it does reduce a lot of stress, so that's always a benefit of it. And so, Can you explain a little bit about how this past cross-country season was different from years past? Did the pandemic affect you guys at all?
For me, it definitely had a great effect on me. I didn't perform as well as I should have, like I did junior year. It definitely introduces a bunch of new stress, and when you haven't been running for a while, it introduces injuries, in which I got an injury.
Oh, wait, what injury did you get?
I had hip flexor injuries, and then I also had, I believe, an IT band injury.
Oh, wow. And didn't you guys only do, you had no invitationals this year, it was just dual meets, right?
Yep, that's all it was.
Yeah, so you were, only running against local schools, you weren't running against, any teams, don't you usually run from, maybe teams from Pittsburgh? I don't know if that's right, but...
Yeah, so usually we run against anywhere from, Ohio to PA, sometimes New York, but this time around we were only racing local schools, and we basically raced the same exact course every weekend.
Yeah. I feel like it's always good to, run against different people, because you get that new competition and, new course, and I don't know. I feel like that's always better.
Yeah, competition is always a great factor for races. It really pushes you.
And can you explain what a typical week during cross-country season looks like with regard to, training and, meets? How many days a week do you train? How many days a week do you have a meet?
All right, so currently we're doing 5 to 6 days a week. Each day, roughly about 6 to 7 miles. And then each Saturday, we do a long run, which is usually around 10 miles on the lower end, up to 14 on the higher end.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. So how many, if you had to say, how many miles do you think you run in a week?
Right now, I'm probably running about 30 to 40. In my prime, I can get up to 65.
Wow, that's a lot. And so this is kind of just a fun question now. If you could go on a run with anyone, either from history or from today, who would it be and why?
That would have to be Ethan Weber, mostly because I met him freshman year, and we were at the same level of skill, and we spent multiple summers and multiple years together, and even to this day, he's still one of my best friends.
Yeah, Ethan's a great guy. He was in my A-push class. Yeah, he's super funny. And so my last question is, do you have any plans for running in the future? Are you going to do it at the collegiate level? Maybe, you'll do, varsity or club? Do you have, any plans for that?
Yeah. In college, I definitely plan on running cross-country and track. And then if I'm good enough, at some point I would want to try for the Olympic trials.
That's super cool. So you'll run, with the varsity team at college, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So that was my last question. So thank you so much for your time today. Once again, congrats to you for the recognition you got for your cross country season.
Thank you.
Once again, I would like to congratulate both cross country teams on great seasons and all the runners recognized for their hard work and skill. This is now the end of the show, so to wrap up, I would like to wish the winter sports teams continued success throughout this whole week. For game times and highlights and details about how to stream games and meets, please check the Fairview Tiger Athletics account on Twitter with the handle @Fairview_Tigers. Finally, I would like to give a big thank you to several people and apps that have helped make this podcast possible, especially my honors public speaking teacher, Mrs. Stevens, and my principals, Dr. Lane and Mr. Bell, for giving me this opportunity to make this type of project. Trey Blystone for letting me use his outstanding photography that has been able to capture so many of Fairview student athletes in action. The app iMovie for enabling me to put together this podcast, including allowing me to use its free music. The Fairview athletes for agreeing to be a part of this Everything Tiger Sports, and you for listening to this podcast. I'm Corey McCall, and this is Everything Tiger Sports. I hope you'll join me next week for another episode as I continue to recap, preview, and highlight the athletics here at Fairview High School.